Well, good morning. Good morning to all of our viewers. We're glad that you're joining us today. It's another beautiful day here in Ankeny, Iowa at Memory Bound. And I'm Kelly, and I'm here with Chris.
Good morning.
Chris, you've got your shirt on.
I do.
Is that the stone color?
I believe so.
Okay, I have that shirt too. So that's one of our new Crafting More in 2024 shirts that Chris is modeling
I
today.
have the V-neck.
I like the V-neck
I do too. And I really like the lengths of the sleeves.
And they're soft fabric.
Exactly. Even before you wash them and after.
And you know, Chris, that reminds me of the fourth thing I wanted to announce. And that is that we are also going to have shirts which would look really good on that color. Mm-hmm. The Craft-A-Latte. The Craft-A-Latte logo is also going to be out in our shirt store. I guess we'll call it our shirt store. And you can order that maybe late today, maybe tomorrow. They're working on it right now. They've got the design, and they just got to get it up online. So if you've been enjoying our Craft-A-Lattes weeks and demonstrations, and you love coffee and you love crafting, it's the perfect shirt for you. And that will be available. We'll let you know. We'll post right here on Facebook when it's all available. And I think that's going to be really fun. So that was the announcement I forgot, Chris. And then I have three other announcements.
Would you like me to hold it?
Yeah, I'm going to flip the camera to Chris. And then my one announcement is that I want to say happy birthday to Kay. Kay's been a customer here locally for a long time, and maybe virtually too. But she's local, and what's really cool is she always, or many times, has celebrated her birthday right here at Memory Bound Crafting with Friends in our classroom. And so happy birthday, Kay. I know she's going to be celebrating about a week late. I think they're going to be here next week and celebrating her birthday. She even had a luau one year.
I know, that was so
Isn't that fun?
Yes.
So she sent me pictures last night of some photos when I was a bit younger, and we all were. And so happy birthday, Kay. Enjoy your day, and we'll be happy to celebrate with you soon.
Yay.
And then on a sadder note, I want to say how sorry we are for Dorothy. Dorothy fell and has a pretty serious fracture in her arm, so we all need to give Dorothy, I don't know if she's able to watch live or she'll be watching later, but we all need to give her get well wishes. I had that fall 5 months ago, and I know how awful it can be. And she's evidently has a serious fracture of her arm. I hope it's not your crafting arm, Dorothy.
Oh.
But thank you, Karen, for letting us know, and get well wishes to Dorothy. Isn't it funny? I feel like we're on the Today Show or something with these announcements. But anyway, the other thing I want to say, because we didn't cover it yesterday, but our whole thing this year is Crafting More in 2024. It's something that if you're here on our Facebook page, I'm assuming it's something you really like to do. I really like it. Chris enjoys it. And so that's our thing for the whole year, is to do more of what makes us happy, and crafting is one of those things.
That's right.
And Chris, this is perfect because there's an extra day in February. It's leap year.
Yay, one more day to craft.
I know. So we can craft more in 2024 because we've got a whole extra day.
Yay.
So what we're doing this week to celebrate leap year week, we're just going to call it leap week or whatever, leap year week. We had these tablets made, and they say Crafting More in 2024. And so what we're going to do is, if you're shopping online, we'll include this in your online order when we send it to you. If you come in the store, we're going to hand you out a tablet. Or if you call us on the phone, we'll put a tablet in your order. So Crafting More in 2024. Happy Leap Week, everybody.
Yay.
And we will be crafting more this week, because that means we've got an extra video for the year, too.
That's right. I was already crafting this morning before I came to work.
Chris, you're amazing. I have just enough time to get dressed, eat my bagel in the car, and get here. So that is amazing.
Well, I don't get a lot done after work, so it's the 5 to 8 before I come that
I hit the recliner if I can after dinner. So anyway, watch for your little tablet, stop in and get one, and let's celebrate Crafting More in 2024.
Definitely.
Okay, and we are crafting more, and Chris, I'll take that back from you, because one of the ways we are crafting more are these Tuesday mornings that we've been having in February, which is our Craft Along card making days, and this is our last Tuesday of February.
Yeah.
Chris, I'll just say that we saved the best for last. We'll just say that. That should make you feel good. Especially because Chris didn't get to choose
no,
her cards.
and that's all right. You know, sometimes it works out even better when you don't choose it because, like we were talking, these are ones that you don't have a date on the calendar.
Exactly.
They're not a birthday or an anniversary. It's something that you know, need to send off, but sometimes you don't feel like making it either when these occasions come up. So,
well, that is so true. And there's been times when I have needed a sympathy or thinking of you card, and I have to run and make something because I'm not prepared for it. So this is perfect.
Well, and these were your favorite colors, weren't they?
Yes, I do love these colors. Yep. I think this is a great collection. It's called Remember from Simple Stories. And you know, Chris, what we probably should do in hindsight is just go show the other 3 weeks of card kits that we've
definitely.
had. So let's do that before we get started. So sorry to interrupt everybody. And Diana says she's sorry to see this craft. I lost the rest of it, but she's sad to see it come to an end.
Was Fresh Air? Yeah.
Yep, Fresh Air. Teresa did the Fresh Air card kit. What we did was we picked out the Simple Stories card kits. We just love working with those, and they happen to have released, I think, maybe 5. So Fresh Air was the card kit that Teresa made.
Do you want me to show the cards or just the kit?
Oh, yeah, let's show the cards. Let's show them real quick. And if you are crafting along with us, I'm sorry, we should have told people what to be getting out. You probably need to get your adhesive, and is there much more than that they need?
Your adhesive, I used a lot of pop dots, which, you know, do or don't. It's up to you. Your ink, I think it was
want to get your favorite brown ink.
This is adorable.
Yeah, the chickens, and she's got the toad, which I thought these were really cute.
That's very cute.
So we have these kits. If you didn't get them or you want to make more, they are available online. Janet just linked it, and you can always go here on Facebook, find our Tuesday video, and you can still craft along.
Love that.
On a replay with Teresa.
And we also have the inserts that.
Oh yes, we do have Janet's inserts for everyone. And
then we had Penny.
She did the spring garden.
Very neat.
And those are beautiful. Well, it's a simple vintage collection, so it's got that look of vintage and kind of distressed.
Love those.
And these were out of stock, but they are back in.
Very happy.
If you're coming to our crop this weekend, these are great projects to make at a crop because you know what, guys? You can talk and make these, and you're going to be just fine. You don't have to do a terrible amount of thinking because Simple Stories designed them for us.
And they did an awesome job. As I think most of the people got one of each of the kits, so they already know how easy they go together. Yeah, very neat.
And Jerry says Facebook is working today, so
Yay.
That is great to know. Then the third kit was True Colors, and Katie made that for us. And Chris will grab the cards, and I'll just show you the kit. These all make 8 cards. And like Chris mentioned, Janet designed card inserts for each kit. So we're pretty lucky about that too, I would say.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
It's your day.
And there's the rad card. That's the one that stands out for me. I think because it's big. The word rad.
Rad.
Is big.
Oh, and how many times did we say that when we were in the...
Yeah, we did. For sure.
That's rad, man.
That's rad. Find joy in the day. Shine bright. These are just really fun, bright colors.
The grandkids asked what kind of things, you know, were popular to say when I was young.
Oh, did they really? What'd you tell them, Chris?
Well, you know, it takes a long time for me to think about what they may have been.
I have to think about it, too.
You know, totally tubular,
far
out, peace and love. Yeah, all those different.
That's funny.
But rad was definitely in there.
Okay, well, I think Chris is going to show us what she's going to be doing today. Do you want to show us your preview first?
Let's do this first, and then I can move it out of here.
All right.
So
we're going to do a preview, so hang tight, everybody.
On March 5th, I'm going to do some Easter cards.
And Easter is coming early, guys. There's not a very long shopping season or crafting season for Easter.
The 31st, I think, is, and then next year it's April 21st. So, I mean, quite a difference in. And these were just done with a sheet of the cut-aparts. So 6 cards, and I just kind of pulled some of the stuff that I used. I think we decided I'm not going to put them together on air. Is that what you wanted?
I think
we're just going to
gonna
show
kind of how to do it.
Yeah.
And show how she's got some. Oh, that's right. That's part of the cut.
It's part of it.
I'm going to say that every time that she's got a unique corner here, but that came.
So there you go. I mean, those are the cut-aparts. But then put some glossy accents, added enamel dots, twine.
So join us on March 5th. I have no idea what day that is, but
I think
one
it's
day next week.
Do I want to say Wednesday or Tuesday?
First, second, third. Tuesday. Next Tuesday. Join us if you'd like to learn about making Easter cards with Chris.
I put together a ribbon pack, and almost as important, I'm going to show you one of Kelly's tricks of cutting a 12 by 12 into 4 5 by 7s.
Yes. Okay. We love that trick.
Yep. So,
I learned that from Heidi Swap many years ago.
and I'm sure some of you already know how to do that.
And we've got a
But-
question, will there be card inserts? So I hadn't
Oh,
thought
well,
about that, but we might have to, we'll have to check into that. We'll see if we can get that before Tuesday
Before-
or if,
yeah.
I don't know if Janet's even available. So great idea. Didn't even think about it till right now, and we'll see what we can do, guys.
And I used Lost Shadow. That's why I pulled that. I thought Lost Shadow just really looked nice with
It
the
is.
paper.
It
Just
yeah,
yeah.
Lost Shadow isn't terribly dark, which
Right.
makes it
Yep.
nice.
Exactly. So anyway,
Good for a lot of things. So join us on Tuesday for Easter cards. And, you know, it is this coming month.
I know it.
March 31st is Easter, guys, if you're
Yep.
not familiar with it. If you're not familiar with your calendar, I know that because we're going to be out of town for Easter for the first time.
Oh, really? My kids asked if I was doing Easter, and I was like, I don't know. Do I have to? All right. So, are we ready to?
I think we're ready to tell about the card kit.
Okay.
And, this is the Remember card kit from Simple Stories, and there's a whole collection called Remember, and we will be doing a lot with that in April for our, I don't know that we have a name for it, memorial projects.
Janet has some beautiful, I don't know who else has things going, but I know Janet has some gorgeous ribbon. We had to change the color blue that are in the new ribbon packs because we ran out of this blue, but I think either one looks beautiful
so there
with
is a
it.
little pack if you want to get the twine and the ribbon that matches the collection, and it's totally optional. You don't have to have it to make
No.
the cards, but Chris will show you how to use it.
Where I added it. I know we kind of wanted to leave the cards as much to the original as possible, but just add, a few embellishments here and there just to bump them up a little bit, I guess.
All right. Well, are we ready?
I'm ready.
Ready to craft and create. I'm going to go ahead. Everybody, hang on to your hats because we're going to turn our camera around, and we're going to put it in our holder so that you can look down on Chris. So if you're crafting along with us, get out your card kit, and Chris, maybe tell us a little bit about what else we should be gathering as we're getting started here.
Well, ink. I have a liquid glue and a tape runner. Scissors if you want to cut your ribbon, if you do have the ribbon. Grab your enamel dots. And I used score tape when I attached my ribbon to the back. But I use a lot of pop dots also. I used a corner rounder on one card, but you don't have to. I just thought it would look kind of pretty that way. So that's about all I can think of, Kelly. Your ink.
Well, that makes it pretty easy.
Yeah.
And that's why these kits are so fantastic.
It comes with the card bases, so you're set there.
If you want envelopes, we do sell a pack of 8 envelopes because this is going to make 8 cards. And you can, we feel like most people have envelopes, but if you don't and you want to order a pack of envelopes, we have those available also for your convenience.
All right. Now, I
Look kind of pretty that way.
go with, I put everything in my Ziploc bags and I number them. But if you have not gotten all of your pieces out, then I would go ahead and start removing your pieces for the first card. And we're going to say that,
Is that one?
this card is going to be number 1. So number 1, hearts, forever in your hearts.
That's I like it. I love that those gold papers in that for sure.
So you're going to want the mustard floral in the sheet. And I don't even know what size that is. Kelly, is that 5 by 4.5?
It's 5.5. 4 1/4 by 5
5.5,
1/2.
okay.
It covers the whole,
The whole,
front of the
yep.
card.
I've inked mine already, so I'm going to just use my tape runner.
And you're putting it on the back of the gold.
I am
tape.
putting it on
While
the
you're doing
back of
that,
the gold.
Oh my gosh, Kristen is home recuperating from open heart surgery.
Oh my
Kristen,
goodness.
get well.
Yes. Now this card
Poor
opens
thing.
this way. Oh, I keep doing it. I keep
know,
forgetting I'm on here.
We're
Sorry.
used to being upside down, aren't we, Chris?
Yep. So it opens landscape. Now I cheat and I just take my paper, I line it up in my hands, and I can usually get it pretty darn straight on
That
there.
looks good. That looks great.
Next, you're going to take your blush with the little navy scallops on it. And I know a lot of you probably already have these inked. If I need to slow down, let me know. And you're going to put that about 1/2 inch from the bottom of your card, side to side. And, you know, if it's not exactly 1/2 inch, that's not a big deal.
Chris, they're asking what color of ink that you used.
I used gathered twigs.
You can use any of your favorite browns that you might have.
Yep. But yeah, that's the, as you can see by my poor little thing, that's the one I used. Now, next, you're going to get your cream colored oval circle out. And I just barely inked the edge of that, mainly because I didn't want that white line showing.
That is a good idea because these are all punch-out pieces. You don't even really need scissors for these projects.
No, I didn't get my scissors out until I went to cut my ribbon.
There you go.
And if the little bumps bother you, you can either use one of our files like Katie did, or your fingernail like I did, because it worked just as well for me.
We're looking at the ceiling.
Oh, uh-oh.
I accidentally hit. I hope you guys enjoyed our ceiling view. So, and I apologize for that. I was adjusting and I accidentally flipped the camera. Angie says, we're seeing the ceiling. All right, well, we're back. We're back,
All righty.
everybody. So I'm sorry.
That's funny. Okay, well, here's the oval, and it must not have been that way long. So, and then you're going to put this maybe about, center it as much as you can, but I would put it maybe about 1/4 inch off of the navy scallop.
That looks good, just like that, Chris,
Yeah, it's kind of
actually.
fun, right? And then for this card, you need Forever in R, the hearts, and
Is that chipboard?
this is chipboard. The hearts is chipboard, as well as this big heart is also chipboard.
Oh, that's pretty.
And also, these 3 hearts, the mustard, blush, and navy, they're all from your chipboard, as well as this little flower grouping. It's got the big gold flower blue with some little peach ones. So go ahead and grab all those. I'll give you a second while I
we have a lot of people jumping on.
Okay.
So if you're just joining us, today is a craft along card making with Chris, and she's making the remember cards from the kit from Simple Stories. And you can, if you've got the kit, get it out and craft along with us, or you can watch it, relax, drink your coffee, and make your cards later, or whatever you'd like to do.
Now, I did not pop dot this piece, nor did I do any inking on it. I liked it clean, I guess. So you're going to want to come down maybe about 3/4 of an inch from the top, and just as long as you don't hang over that edge, I think is a good spot. Place that down. Next, I pop dotted this heart, and I'll go ahead and put that one down. And I kind of like it tilted, just as long as your words aren't covered up, you're fine. And then I'm going to pop dot hearts, and I have 2 different size pop dots. I just think it's easier when you're doing it not to have to cut it, but they cut so easily that that's not an issue either.
We are
Having trouble?
maybe.
Well, if we're having issues, people let us know.
I think it might be my thing.
Okay. Now, this one, like I said, I also pop dotted. I'm going to kind of put it like this. Now, this one I didn't pop dot because I want to be able to slide it underneath the part of the hearts. So I just used my liquid glue.
And Chris is using the glue press. So
Yeah.
the nice thing is you don't have to put that little cap back on it.
It was hard for me to craft this morning without my glue press at home. I had already brought my things here.
Oh, I like how that slides under there. I like that a lot.
Yeah, just kind of tuck it under there a little bit. Let's go ahead and pop dot the peach colored heart.
I'm trying to decide if we need to go closer. We're going to go a little closer.
Okay.
We're zooming in.
Zooming
guys.
in. Uh-oh. And the blue one I also am going to pop dot and just kind of lay here. Now this one, I'm just going to put the tiniest bit of a pop dot because I want it half on the big heart and half off. So you just need to be mindful of which side to put your pop dot on. And then I will glue. Looks like I've got a little pop dot problem here.
She's got a pop dot pile. Pop dot scrap pile.
Yes. And then I glued the other side of it so that it's not going to fall off.
Oh, that's cute.
All right, the only thing left is this is the one that I went ahead and put some twine on. I used both navy and natural, but I'm going to start with the navy. And you don't have to go around as many times as I did. Honestly, I don't remember how many times I went around. You're going to have extra twine.
Well, I just like that you're showing an extra way, an extra thing you can do on your cards. It's not really necessary. The
No.
cards look amazing without it, but it's just a little something extra that makes it more unique.
Yes, exactly. Let's hope I leave that long enough. We'll find out.
Bev says, Chris, that she loves the colors also.
Oh, good. I they grow. They grew on me. At
They grew
first,
on you?
I was like,
Were you like, what? Kelly, why do you like these colors?
yeah. I was like, no, maybe not. But the more I worked with them, the more I liked them.
especially for the type of cards that we're making. I think the colors are really nice. They're a little
Yes.
subdued.
Exactly. All right, and then, as you see, I did a different color bow,
That's
and
a unique idea, Chris.
well, it just I don't like anything too simple.
Well, we love to get extra ideas for all of us in our card making too. And I made a bow similar to that yesterday. Well, we didn't even show our coffee cards from yesterday.
Oh, we need to do that.
Anyhow, but I didn't use a different color, and I like that. And Lisa says she thinks she likes this card kit the best of all four.
Oh. Well, Simple Stories knocked it out of the park.
Oh, they do. I hope they keep coming out with more and more and more. And so far they are. And earlier we had a comment that somebody was sad because the month was over and our Tuesday card making was over, but it is not over, you guys. Teresa is going to be using the Birthday Bash kit from Photoplay. It's kind of a masculine birthday card, and she has, we're turning it into more of a kit where you can get the envelopes and some ribbon and enamel dots, and we'll have that available in the next couple days. And I don't know the date of when she's doing that, but we'll find out.
There you go.
Bingo.
Card 1 is done.
Yay, that looks good. I'll send them over
All
here.
right, perfect. All right, card number 2. Let me show you what you're going to need. I think I
number
put it
2?
pretty close to, here we go.
Camera one?
Yeah. Now, it's
Oh.
missing an L.
Oh, ways.
Yeah, I think the container I had them sitting in, it maybe just got caught on it at some point and got tossed. But, you know, that's the way it goes. So you need this one that makes me a little dizzy when it's...
Yes, it does.
You also need your gold piece with the cream rickrack.
The rickrack,
Yeah.
zigzag.
You have this little piece of floral. There's a couple pieces of floral. This one is the smaller of the two, so you need that one. You need this cream circle with the brown on it. You need the camera. You need Forever and then your little popped out dillies that are going to spell always. All right. While you're all gathering your stuff, I'm going to put pop dots on my letters so that they're ready to go.
One thing about the pop dots, and Janet can leak these, but they do come in 2 sizes. So you can get all little ones, you can get all bigger ones, you can get a mix of big and small, and then you can get all those combinations in black. So they come in black and white, and they're just nice to have.
Yes.
And it's nice to have the small ones for the little circle letters like Chris is using.
Well, and I told Kelly, my dog is a year, but he's still naughty. He gets into my craft room, and he came out one day, and he's an English setter, so he's got pretty hairy feet. But he came out one day, and he had, I bet, 24 of these mini pop dots stuck between his toes and on the bottom of his feet.
He had fun.
And,
I would
oh
say,
my
Chris.
goodness. Well, he didn't like walking on them, that's for sure.
Oh, it felt a little weird.
Yeah, he just kind of limped over to a bed and laid down. Knew he had been naughty. All right, we're going to adhere the first layer, which is that gingham plaid, maybe, is what we want to... And this one also opens
Oh, we didn't show
that
the
same...
inside of this
Oh,
one.
shoot.
Because
Yep, we need to do that.
the Janet made inserts for these cards. If you're interested, they are available.
May treasured memories bring you comfort with deepest sympathy. And what I really appreciated about Janet's inserts is that she has them matched up. So you can, oh, where's this one? Forever in Your Hearts is what was on the front of the card, so you know exactly which one to go to. Again, I just take my card base, I sit it up, and
So you just sit it on the table.
I- yeah.
That's a good technique.
And I don't want to say it works every time because about the time I say that, it's not going
It'll
to.
be crooked. You'll be
Yep.
peeling it off.
Yep, exactly. Next, we're going to put this little piece on.
Now, while you're gluing that, Chris, this is a squirrel moment, but Wendy Jean mentioned that she's happy because Color Play, which is Photo Play, is coming out with a running collection, and they are, and we
Really?
have it all ordered, and it's nice, bright colors for somebody that if you run marathons or if you just like to run, and it's really cute, and we're pretty happy to be having it come to
Well,
Memory Bond.
good. Now, again, I inked this. I went in about an inch from the side, and the nice thing is you can just kind of tell how even you are by what
Well, yeah.
lines you have covered up.
Oh, yes, on the little checker.
Yep. All right. So next, your mustard with the cream scallop. I put ribbon on that, and you want to put the ribbon on before you lay it down. So I kind of cheat when I do ribbon. I'll use any kind of adhesive, but I had score tape here, so I'm going to use that. I just put a little
See if
piece.
they can see that.
Did I get in far enough? I just put a little piece on
There you go.
the paper. Try to get it as close to center as you can. But I'm not going to
So this
take
is on
time
the
to
back
measure. This
then.
is on the back side of it. Or you could just use your tape runner also, and you would be fine.
I didn't even realize you had ribbon on that card until you mentioned it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, and it would be
It's-
perfectly
just
lovely.
It just adds a little dark accent
Yep.
there.
Maybe we could leave the ribbon off of this one if you want and see what it looks like. But I like ribbon, so
A lot of us like ribbon.
Kelly told me I could do what I wanted, and I like ribbon. All right, so then I just simply attached it back here so that it stays. Otherwise, you know, you get your ribbon moving all over and not being able to,
That's a great idea, Chris.
or at least I'm not talented enough to do it that way.
I think it's a good tip for all of us because you could use that in
Right.
a lot of different ways.
Yep, so now your ribbon is there and you're not having to, you know, try to hold on to it with extra fingers, and I guess that's the main point. It frees up your hands.
And if you have the ribbon, the extra ribbon pack, you would have this navy ribbon in there, and you can go ahead and do this. And if you don't have it and you have ribbon at home, or if you don't want to do it, it's perfectly fine.
Yep. Best thing about it being, once you buy them, they're your cards. You get to make them
Yes,
however you
that's
want.
true.
And then I came out about a half an inch from this side and laid down. And that way you're also overlapping on that floral bit. Just like that. Now we're all ready to the point where we're going to add our circle. And it's got little lines in it.
Oh, it does.
So I prefer the lines going,
Straight?
yeah, yep. And I just tried to center that as best I could, both top and bottom, side to side. Now, in my original, I inked the camera, but I couldn't decide if I wanted to ink it this time or not. What do you think, Kelly?
Go down a little further.
Do you think it needs some
I think
ink on
you
there?
should not ink it.
Just to
just
show a
to
side by
show the
side?
difference.
Okay, sounds good to me.
I like to see different things.
This is another one that I did not pop dot. And if you think you're going to be sending, and I think they're still fine. It's not pop
Right,
dotted so
yes.
much.
They're still mailable, but if you don't like the poppy look, I don't think that's the right thing to call it, but if you don't like it popped up, then just attach them flat. It works either way.
And you don't want it quite even in the middle. You want to come down a little bit from middle there. All right, I was going to pop dot my Forever also. These, again, I did not ink. You sure could, depending if that white bothers you on there. And give those pop dots a good push so they're going to stay in place.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Chris.
Now, this we're going to go, that looks good.
I think that's one thing about these kits, Chris, is that they're, I don't know if flexible is the right word, but you can kind of move things around and they still turn out looking very nice.
Right.
If you are a measurer and you have to measure everything, then you can certainly do that too.
Well, and yeah, I was tempted to try to measure my always to make sure everything was going to come out perfectly. But then I decided not to stress.
Good.
It was like, we're not going to stress that much over it. My only stressing was make sure that I got the letters in the right order so that it actually spelt something.
Oh, that's funny.
Now, one of the cards later on, the original one, my dog had a cone on while I was making them, and he kept coming up and bumping me at the kitchen table as I was doing them.
With his cone?
With his cone, yeah, kind of like,
Oh,
take this off.
I feel so bad for dogs with cones. That's so awkward. I remember our dog having one and watching her trying to go up the stairs.
Oh, yes, that
And
first few
the
times.
darn cone just keeps bumping him back.
Well, luckily they make those soft cones now, so your
That's
legs don't get quite as bruised up as they used to. Now, I did get these little cattywampus on some of them. I promise you, I didn't even make it to
we're all watching.
Starbucks today, so I haven't been drinking.
Poor Chris, you guys. She went to Starbucks this morning on her way to work, and there was a bus. Was it a school bus or a big bus?
Well,
Like a charter bus?
the line was all the way down into the parking lot. You couldn't
my
even get in the
gosh.
parking lot to park. And so I told my husband, oh, never mind. He had a dentist appointment. And then there was a bus blocking. And just one of those
Poor
mornings.
Chris. So we know she's not jittery from coffee.
No, I am not.
So I can't remember if we showed the inside of that one.
I don't think so. We're not going to show
So
that one.
forever and always.
Someone so special can never be forgotten, with deepest sympathy.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Isn't that
Yeah.
nice? And just like that, we've got number 2 done.
Chris Shannon says that's the problem, no caffeine.
Yeah, probably. I'd like to say that's my problem, but number 3 is Peace and Love. I guess all these first ones open the
They're all
same.
horizontal, aren't they?
Yeah. Boy, that was thick. Okay, so you're going to need your blush background panel, your gingham plaid again with the gold on the outside. It was a ghost. This gray oval with a navy scallop. You're also going to need these hearts. Your
There's a lot of little pieces on there.
yes.
Oh, that's all one piece.
That's all one
Peace and
piece,
love.
luckily. And then you're going to also need from this one is chipboard, and then these two, the gold and the blush heart, is also chipboard. All right, let's get assembling.
Hey, let us know if you're crafting along. I'm just curious to know how many people are actually crafting along with Chris. I know some of you will be watching later, and I know some of you are actually maybe listening at work.
No.
Somebody wants to see the original card, so I'm moving it down a little bit there for you to see. Probably I can move it over here to the side, and you'd be able to see that, plus what Chris is working on.
Yep, see, there was one time where it didn't work for me. It's not going to work again. All right, we're just going to do it the old-fashioned way.
Chris K is heading to Starbucks right after this show for her birthday.
Nice.
I think you get a free one on your birthday.
You do. I got one a couple weeks ago. Wow.
We have several people that are crafting along with you.
Good.
Chris. No pressure.
No, and this one just is not going to stick very well or line up. So we're going to...
These cards, they are cut so that they actually go edge to edge of an A2 card base.
There we
Now
go.
on Katie's, and you can cut them down. You can take off 1/4 inch. Katie did that on a couple of her cards when she did the True Colors card kit, and then some of the card shows. But that's an option that you can do if you want.
This time we're just going to use my tape runner instead of the score tape because, as you can see, can they see that there?
Here.
Perfect. I did gold ribbon on that part of it.
Oh yeah, that's pretty. That gold is
Yeah.
a perfect match.
And honestly, the tape runner, you get a longer spot, so if you don't get it quite in the middle, you're fine.
Oh, you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
That just adds a little bit of, I don't know,
Yeah.
something. Don't know what to say.
Well, depth, layering, I don't know.
There's quite a few people that are making the cards, Chris.
Oh,
I want you to
good.
know that.
Well,
We've had about 10 that have actually commented that, yes, I'm crafting along.
if you need me to slow down, let me know because I've never done this type of thing before that I remember.
Live class.
The live class, yes.
Well, we appreciate you doing this.
Well,
Chris.
I'm happy to do it. I just feel bad for anybody who might be trying to
Good.
keep up.
We're doing great.
And then try to get it in the center. This one I didn't get it quite in the center. I'm not going to let it
Oh, I didn't notice that.
ruin my night's sleep.
So if you're a measurer, measure, and if you're an eyeballer, eyeball.
That's right. And I think that one is pretty much center. Again, you can kind of tell from the back that I inked just around the edges of this to get rid of the white. So when I put it down, you don't notice it really, but if I didn't ink it, I could
might
kind of
notice.
tell. Yeah.
Well, I think sometimes on the dark colors, because it is printed on a white, like a cardstock, a lighter weight cardstock, and with the darker colors, the edges might show more than they would on your light pieces.
Yes. That looks pretty good.
Janet says you're doing great.
Thanks, Janet.
That's-
That means
that's
a lot
coming
from
from a
her.
pro.
Yes. Again, I inked it on the original. I'm not going to ink it on this one just so that we can see the difference.
Yeah, I
And,
like that. I think it's good to show it both ways.
well, that way you'll know what you like the best and you don't have to guess. Now, this is the cardstock, so it's a little flimsier, and you're going to put it about 1/2 inch from the top of your card. These things, the chipboard pieces, all of them, I did pop dot. And I've got a little smaller heart here than I did in the original one. And that's okay because I think in the original ones, some of them I messed up on.
Well, and if you mix up your hearts, it's not going to matter.
No.
Everything goes with everything in this kit.
I did put this banner down too far last time, so now I get a do-over.
That is the nice thing about this, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, and it's good for us too, Chris, because if we're making our cards, we're like, oh, watch what Chris did. Don't do what Chris
Don't
did.
do what Chris did. Well, and I like the thought of being able to, if I put it up here a little further, like it should have been, or like they
either way
suggested.
is good.
Yeah, either way is fine. But if I wanted to, I could have added a little, thank you for moving that, some enamel dots or something
Oh, sure.
down
yeah.
here to pretty it up.
Did you did use
I did use enamel
on
dots.
some of them.
Yep.
Okay, well, we'll
They-
get to see that.
They just haven't come up yet. And I wish I had cut these pop dots in half. I didn't, so Learn from that too. You want a tiny little sliver of a pop dot on there. All right, and there you go. Card number 3 is finished. Peace and love, with deepest sympathy to you and your family, is the insert that Janet designed for that, which is really nice. All right. Now, card number 4.
3 down, Chris.
Yes, we're cooking with fire. Or cooking with gas, what do they say?
One of those things. We're cooking. I think I like this one. I think that postage stamp design is pretty cool.
It's one of my favorites too. All right, so with this one, you're going to need your floral full sheet background. There's a gold scallop piece with, I guess they're calling that mustard. Sorry, I don't want to confuse anyone. The blush strip with the navy border. Sending Love Your Way, which is also the card stock. And then the chipboard, you can see when I took it out, I got a little thing, no big deal. All you have to do is pull it off. You're going to take out the stamps that say love in the chipboard. And then also this little flower that has the, I call it country blue, I don't know if that's right or not, blush, and then the navy leaves.
Chris,
and go ahead, sorry.
Oh, Chris, Lisa has a wonderful idea. She says these could easily be wedding or anniversary cards.
Oh, yeah.
I think the paper lends itself to that also.
Yes,
Very
it does.
True.
Now this one I added pop dots to, and I'll show you, well, you can see them right here.
Or enamel dots.
Or enamel dots, yes, thank you. All right, funny how that one lined right up.
That's so pretty, that floral.
It
reminds me of wallpaper from back, I don't know, we had a big floral wallpaper in our bedroom many years ago. It wasn't brown, it was more green. Green and mauve, of course.
Ooh, well, yeah. Everything in my house was mauve, jade green, navy, and
That was cool stuff.
oh boy.
Plaid couches.
Yes, we were right in with it. And this piece, you are going to, you want it about a 1/2 inch from the top. So it's going to be closer to the top than it is the bottom. You're going to have a bigger space in the bottom, if that makes sense. So, because you want to have room to put your sentiment. So about a 1/2 inch from the top of your card.
That makes perfect sense, Chris.
And then the next piece you're going to add is this one, and it looks like it might have a little directional.
Yeah.
Yep. Now this one, you want to try to go as center as possible. Again, I inked all of the paper parts. This one I inked, I'm going to leave it plain just to see how different it looks. I pop dotted all of, I'm going to go with stamps. Again, I want to make sure I spell the word right.
That is true. There's not a lot of words you can spell with those letters.
No, but you know, I would just go ahead and put them down and then go, oh yeah, they had to be in an order. And I kind of pop dot overkill sometimes, but I don't want it, especially if I'm sending it in the mail, I don't want it to get bent. And I think putting 2 pop dots kind of helps it from getting bent.
Yeah, I agree. I like to have it pretty solid, to try to make it as solid
Yep.
as possible.
We're going to do a small one on this little flower. Oh, and that's what fell off last time. I lost a flower.
I was trying to figure out where the
Yeah,
flower was.
I
Chris.
noticed it fell off. And I think it got thrown away too. Oh well.
Things get handled a lot here at Memory Bound when there's samples, because if you come in our store, you like to pick things up and look at them, and that
And
just
we want them
happens.
to.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to come out about a 1/2 inch from the edge, and I'm going to come up above the blue line.
It's funny because I was wondering, Chris, I'm like, where's that flower? I don't see the
See the
flower.
flower.
And now I know why. Because the
Uh-huh.
flower's gone.
The flower fell off. It's on vacation with the L. That looks pretty even.
Looks good.
And I probably should have put these on first to make sure, but it's
They
fine.
look like they're going to be perfect.
I think they'll be great. They're going to be great, Kelly.
If you have any questions as we're going, let us know. Just put it in the comments, and we'll try to respond to those.
Now, this is the one I had trouble with getting everything even Steven. And again, I could measure out and try to, start with a 1/4 inch. Let's do it that way. Let's lay the first one down and come out about a 1/4 inch. And then I'm going to start with go to the E.
I think that sounds like a
And-
good plan. Excuse me.
And
Chris,
we're
I
gonna-
also think that it's easier when they're not popped up.
To
I think
get them
it's
to
easier
down.
to get them straighter.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Oh, that's going to be too.
Now, Cindy says that she started turning cards inside out when she's mailing them when they have things popped up, just to protect
Oh,
pop-ups. That's a good idea. We get cards from Lori, our customer Lori, who I hope to see this weekend, and she does the same thing. She'll turn them inside out.
I've never thought of that, but that's a great idea.
Yeah, it works pretty well. And when you open it, you're like, what? And then it's like, oh, cool.
All right. It's not bad for doing it live.
I think it's pretty good. So start on your outside and then put your center ones in.
Yep. And now,
Okay, yeah, is that where the flower went?
yep, the flower was here.
Okay, I was wondering about that.
And then I am going to go ahead and use my pop dots. Now, some of the colors may not be the same as we go because I wasn't going to get another thing of pop dots.
These
But
are the enamel dots.
gosh darn it.
Pop dots
Pop-
are
yes.
AKA enamel dots.
Oh, Lord.
And we do have them, and the ones in this collection are kind of fun because they're glossy. Some of the pop dots are matte, and they are $4.99 from Simple Stories. So even if you're doing other projects, a lot of you have commented how you love these colors. And even if you're doing other projects and you love the colors, you could just get the pop dots. Because I really like that mustardy color and the green. These,
Yep.
The 3 colors on the right are probably my favorite colors.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
So Chris, did you already say what the inside
Not yet.
insert of this
Nope.
one is? Okay.
And I noticed I did pop dot this one, but not this one, and I'm okay with that. I kind of like the difference in depths.
Well, I think it's good to show us different ways too.
This one, sending love your way. Just a note to say I'm thinking of you with love.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that nice?
Yes.
Yeah. So there you go. Card number 4.
We're halfway done, guys.
I know. How are we
We're
doing?
going to have 8 cards made. Chris, you're going to have to put this on your tracker.
You know, I don't have
That,
one.
that would be 16
I-
cards, Chris.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to get a tracker. That's it.
Okay, said she just ordered her kit, so she
Oh,
must like
good.
the cards. You-
Whoops, wrong one.
Really, all the card kits have been amazing, and there was even one that we didn't have for one of our Tuesday craft alongs, and that was the Noteworthy card kit, and that was a very nice one too. So if you've done all these, the 4 that we've been crafting along with, check out Noteworthy from Simple Stories, and you possibly would like to get that one too to make your cards. And Janet just linked the enamel dots, so if you were interested in those.
Oh, good. Now, that's not ribbon. That is a piece of navy that I apparently
Don't have?
Well, I probably put it somewhere else.
I have to feel
it's
it,
here.
Chris. Yeah, it is a piece of paper. Sorry, I do believe
It's-
you, but it looks just...
No, I know
It
it.
looks a lot like your ribbon accent that you did on this card here. It looks a lot like that.
The lost is found. It's fine. All right, so this is all one piece. So you're going to need the mustard with the navy floral side. You're going to need this small piece of navy. You also need this cream color with a scalloped edge. What were these, Victophones? What are the...
I think something like that, yeah.
And then we have Thinking of You, the little banner. And I'll just leave all of these here because all of these are chipboard. So we have the small chipboard butterfly. And then two different little florals. I've got this one with mustard and blush, and then this little blue, country blue one. And as you see, I didn't do the other floral in that one, but we're going to add it this time because it just adds that little oomph.
Yeah, I like that.
And quite honestly, I didn't add it because I forgot it.
And that's okay.
If I'm going to
Nobody
be
knows
honest,
the difference.
you know, that's one of my biggest problems is I'm always telling on myself.
Yeah, don't tell us, Chris. We don't want to know. Okay, Barbara's asking about the embellishment kit. We had an embellishment ribbon and enamel dots that worked for True Colors and Fresh Air card kits, and those are sold out. But Barbara, if you give us a call, I'm pretty sure we have the enamel dots, and one of the gals can cut some ribbon for you if you'd like to get some coordinating ribbon. But the actual little packs of embellishments, the ribbon and enamel dots are sold out. But you can still get, you know, the enamel dots and ribbon. So
Now we are done with the porch or the landscape cards, and the next 4 cards are all going to be portrait. So they're going to open this way.
love it.
You could use your liquid glue if you wanted. I just find the tape runner faster sometimes. And then you're going to go right in the middle of your mustard and your floral.
Okay, and I'm adjusting the camera a bit, guys, because we're kind of going off the bottom edge.
Oh, sorry. That's my fault. Just give me a bump and I'll
Well,
move.
I'm just bumping you.
Okay.
We're bumping.
Apparently I'm creeping.
Well, I've been moving the camera occasionally, but we need to have our little craft mat out to keep us
Yes.
on the screen.
Now, again, I put this pretty much in the middle, top, bottom, side to side. And if it's not exact, nobody's going to be the wiser. Your little record player, I'm not going to ink it this time. I'm going to leave it. This might be a good one to use
I think
liquid glue, but
Oh, because of the shape of
yeah,
it.
yeah. But I think we'll be fine. And you're going to want to hang over the side. So you don't want to center it. You want to come to the side, leave maybe a 1/2 inch, and put her down there. I think that works out well. And your Thinking of You banner, of course, pop dotted that.
That up.
Well, and it just adds a little more interest to the card as opposed to everything flat, for me anyway.
Well, when we get done, the cards are just beautiful. There's so many layers and colors and designs and icons, and we're going to just show everybody a big pile of great cards.
Well, I'm assuming that you came up with this week or this month to do it. I was gone. I can't remember where
Yeah,
I was.
Chris.
But
We're like, Chris, do you want to make a card kit?
I said, sure,
She
why
said
not?
Sure. Chris was a very good sport, and I appreciate that.
Well, I just think it's been a wonderful idea because so many of our customers ask for card kits and classes. So bravo to you for coming up with
This is our
it.
answer for having virtual classes, so you don't even have to be local to be able to make cards with us.
And I wish I hadn't covered up the handle. I did. I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
Janet just posted, Chris, that if you have made all 4 weeks cards with us, you have 32 cards to add to your tracker. If you do a
Wow.
tracker.
That's nice.
It's great.
Wow.
I love hearing people talk about their trackers, and I've done 30 pages and I've got, for my tracker. And if you have questions about the trackers, that's something that we have that you can download for free. Or if you'd like a copy printed, a laser printed on a cardstock, I think they're just like $1. And Janet can link those. It's all along our Crafting More in 2024 mission. We'll call it our mission,
Yes.
Chris.
Now, see, I got done with it and I liked it, but I just felt it needed something else. So I took the tiniest blush ones
Oh.
and I have my tweezers somewhere. I should get them out.
Tweezers are helpful, aren't they?
Yes, until I don't get a good hold of them and then my enamel dot goes flying across the room. But
I have a few gems stuck to my rug under my craft table.
but then I thought I still want something else. So I took this darker green and just added one of each sides going down.
And I've seen that a lot of times when people will do that on a project, even a scrapbook layout or next to a photo on a layout, and you just do the 3 sizes, large to big or big.
Yep.
Large to big doesn't make sense, but large to small, or did that fling away?
It
I looked
did.
away and I missed it.
It flung, and luckily I found it. I didn't like it that it wasn't quite straight. So there you go. I just thought it added a lot to put that in there.
It looks good.
Thinking of you, keeping you close in my heart.
That's
Which,
really nice.
yes. But see how much nicer it looks with that extra piece?
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah. Yep.
And do you have extra pieces when
I
you make all the cards?
do.
So you can always go back and add more things to them. I think that's the nice.
Now,
the
I
nice
didn't
thing
have a
about some
lot.
stories. But you have a few.
I have a few, though. And I even thought you could make a bookmark for somebody and decorate it up if you wanted to send it. So these are the extra pieces.
Oh, yeah, those are
that,
nice.
Yeah. Very fun.
So you do have a bit.
Yeah. Yep.
And Diana said you could use Nouveau drops
Definitely.
for that, which would work well. And Sue said she just finished 10 of your portfolios, and she's wondering how many cards they would be equal to on her tracker.
Oh,
And
my goodness.
that is a personal choice for sure.
That's a lot. Good for you. I just started making a new folio this morning, which I'm having fun with, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, here is card number 5. So card number 6, let me show you what you're going to need for that. I'll pull that one over here. We've got the navy piece of paper, mainly navy, a little bit of check on the bottom. The blush. The navy circle with the cream. This, excuse me, this little piece of country blue. The typewriter says "You are loved," and then these are all of the chipboard pieces. I've got a mustard heart, a blush, the blue, this little trio of blue flowers, the blush flower with the blue, and then the blush with the green. So you've got 3 hearts and 3 flowers. All right. I almost taped the wrong thing. One thing I like is when they put the paper together, the navy and the little plaid, it just saves you a trip, or a step, I should say. And plus, then you know it's going to be straight. Again, I just got it crooked. Ooh, Kelly came up with a whole bunch of pretty colors.
I did. I went out and we had a comment about Nouveau drops. And so I went out and I looked at our Nouveau drops to try to see what colors might be good for this card kit. And maybe you have them already. And maybe you don't, and you love Nouveau drops and you want to add to your collection. And so we can get those out maybe when we finish this card.
Now, I put my blush piece down, what would you say that is? I mean, it's not a quarter.
An eighth. I call that an eighth.
Yeah. You just want to make sure that it's down far enough so that when you add your little strip, that it's going to cover both of them. You don't want to have a gap of blue.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying, yeah. I don't know how they design these, how they come up with these kits that have so many layers.
Somebody who is more talented than I.
They're fun to make, but that's as far as I'm going.
And then this also did not pop dot. I didn't even ink this one. You could if you wanted, but I didn't think it was necessary. And I came up a little under a 1/2 inch. You could go to a 1/2 inch though. You just don't want it centered. You want to be able to cover a little bit of each of those, and that looks good. It's kind of hard when I'm sitting this way. I may be off a little bit, but I think oh, there we go. Best part about that tape runner and using the dots is until you pat it down, you can still
that's great.
Work it off. There we go. That will make me happier.
You happy now, Chris?
I think so. Okay. I don't know,
we
Kelly.
We want you to be happy.
Oh, yeah. That's all about my life.
Are you using the regular dots or the repositionable?
I am using the regular ones. Yep.
I like the regular ones too.
I've never used the repositionable, and I don't know why, no particular reason. And then I came down, I want to leave enough room that I can add my enamel dots on the ends. So, and you don't want it to overhang, or I didn't want it to overhang on the white. So I came up just far enough that when I lay it down, I'm not hitting the white part of it. Now, let's add some pop dots to all of these. And I'm going to cut some of them in half because last time I didn't, and then I had pop dots showing from my hearts, and we don't need that. And again, if you don't want to pop them up, you don't have to.
Because they have some depth anyway because they're chipboard. So if you wanted to put them flat, you're still going to have dimension on your card.
Exactly. I also used more twine on this card. This one really got decorated, I guess. I don't know.
You got the dots and the twine, and
yes.
it got popped up, and it's just like
he got a lot of attention.
Life is good.
All right, let's start with this one here.
I do like all the little flowers.
Yeah.
The little flowers and hearts are.
Well, and I always like when they're kind of coming over the edge a little bit and not all the way one way or the other. And then it helps if I turn my hearts back over so I see what I have. Oops. Not that it really matters, but I'm going to do it that way.
So it's got kind of a group of things up across the top there, doesn't it?
It does, a little cluster. Makes me happy.
These are fun card kits too if you're getting together with friends, or even, I think even kids can do this, work on the Simple Stories card kits and find the pieces and put them together and
Well,
things.
because the directions are really good and the pieces are easy to get out of the sheets, it's not as frustrating for, well, adults or kids. I liked this color of blue with it. I thought it kind of blended well with that, so I went ahead and put some little pop, or not a pop dot, I put some enamel dots there.
You're doing a lot of pop dots today,
Oh
Chris,
my
so that's
goodness.
kind of what you think about.
Yeah. And apparently I had some favorite colors because I didn't even get into the gold and the green. Maybe we'll have to change that. All right, these I had a little bit more of a curve to, and I like that better. Luckily with these, you can move them around a little bit if you want to.
That's kind of neat, so that they're not straight across.
Right.
And they kind of follow the line of the curve line of the oval there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought too. All right, so then I used my natural jute, and I did the same technique, just with a different color. We can go around maybe, well, we're going to make it 3 times. And then I rearrange it before I tie it down. Did I move again? Sorry.
That's okay. Isn't it awkward to tie things when you're on video?
Yeah,
You feel like you're all
anytime.
thumbs. That happened to me yesterday.
I am. Well, when I keep moving, it makes me think of Katie at Staff Crops, because Katie tends to move when you're.
Doesn't she kind of get into other people's space?
Oh yeah. All of a sudden, she's almost on your lap, and it's like, well, hi, Katie. It's pretty humorous.
We love it.
You know, if you're going to sit by Katie, that you're going to have a visitor soon.
We have to put up a tape line to
There
keep her
you
on her
go.
own space.
I wonder if her sister had to do that when they were kids
In the
in their
backseat of the
rooms.
car.
Yeah, in their.
We did it. We used to do it in our car. We would argue, my brother and sister and I would argue about getting into each other, in
Right.
the station wagon.
Yep.
And our seat had like sewing lines on it. So we had marks where you could not.
Crossover.
over.
Oh my gosh.
But we also, my dad also threatened to pull the car over multiple times.
Well, my brother is 8 years older and my sister is 6 years older. And so since they were, bigger and older than I was, they each got a seat in the back and I got the hump in the back of the window.
Oh, Chris.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
And my parents thought that was okay, apparently. All righty. There is card number 6. You are loved. I'm here for you always.
And Chris, we just had a comment from Diana about adding honey bee gems.
Oh.
So I did grab a couple that I thought would look kind of nice
Wouldn't those be nice?
with it. And
yeah.
it's the pearls, the warm pearls. if you wanted to add some pearls, or the, what is it, Grain and Grunge?
Grain and Grunge.
Gem stickers. So I agree.
Ooh.
I think those would all, you kind of got your blush in here, and you got that
navy,
blue.
yes. Ooh.
So those would be 2 colors if you wanted to add, whoops, I think I got them a little high there. If you wanted to add some other things to your cards other than enamel dots and things.
Those are gorgeous.
So the warm pearls and the Grain and Grunge. I guess I don't even have it in view there. I think it's a little
I wonder if I own this one already.
I
That's
bet
pretty.
maybe you do.
I don't know, but if I don't, I'll
And
be.
Chris, let's show not the
Yeah,
enamel dots. Let's
the
show the Nouveau that also I think would be colors that you might want to use.
Aren't those nice?
And we've got bright gold here on the right. What have you got over there?
Bubble gum blush.
And this is pale gold here. So bright gold, pale gold, bubblegum blush. And the blue is
Wedgwood or Wedgwood.
Yes. That's a basic.
And olive branch.
So there, but we are out of the camera here. So
Oh.
let's go down a little bit. Sorry, guys. Sorry. So there are some Nouveau drops also that might, if you have them, you could add them to your cards, or maybe you have a color. There used to be a walnut brown.
Yes.
And that's no longer available.
No.
But we are meeting with some people from Tonic, and that's going to be a question of mine about bringing back some of those browns, and Dirty Bronze was another one that's a really good one.
Yeah. That was popular.
So there's some other options. Nouveau drops, Honeybee gems. Thank you for mentioning the Honeybee gems, guys. And then, Chris, we are getting, Kelly says her car punishment was having to sit in the middle bench seat in the front with Mom and Dad.
Oh, no.
Lisa's like, oh, especially on car trips. Angie made the card 6 upside with plaid at the top. So much for paying attention, but I think that's fine.
That's all right.
That is
Yeah.
great. Katie flipped some paper when she made her cards too. And Rochelle laid in the back window of the car.
She and I had the same
I
spot.
remember a box of crayons melting in the back window of our car when I was a kid.
We had silly putty
Ooh.
melt in the back seat of that went over well.
I think it was hotter then because the glass wasn't maybe tinted and
Oh,
things, so.
good point. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Well, and my dad was a cigar smoker, so that was always fun.
I could just imagine. Chris.
Oh boy. All right. You have the floral with the blue around the outside, so it already looks like it's matted. You've got the gold or the mustard. We get to use our tag now. Now,
that's the first tag.
yes. And then we have this beautiful floral cluster. And then these are all chipboard. We've got Hugs and Blessings. This, navy heart, a country heart, and this tiny little blush one. And I also add some ribbon to the tag. All right. I guess I haven't used my glue gun today near as much as I thought.
You're using your big giant Easy Runner Grand.
Yes.
Kelly and I must be soul sisters because she also remembers the melted crayons in the car. And Candace said she also had the hump because she was the youngest, Chris.
Oh, okay. Must have been the youngest child thing. Well, Dad would get us car bingo to play.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was always fun. So you're going to put your mustard piece about a 1/2 inch from the outside edge. So the edge that you open is where your mustard piece is going. And I pop dotted my tag. Obviously that's up to you, but I wanted to be able to put the ribbon in and not have it pulled weird, I guess. I don't know. And I apparently have a thing for Pop Dots.
She She is going through a few pop dots today.
Yes. And go ahead.
Diane, I'm just reporting to you, Chris. Diane said they played car bingo also.
Oh,
We
really?
never had car bingo as a kid. I don't know why, but we didn't.
And then I'm going to have to give this one a point, I think. Well, and we didn't take many road trips as a family. You just didn't do that back then. And I never know for sure which way to go through. I usually end up messing this up and then doing it over. Not that the hole is kind of small. I think at home I may have used my Crop-A-Dial and made it a little bigger.
Chris, while you're putting your ribbon in, Diane says, what is car bingo?
I ripped it a little bit. It's okay. Car bingo, we got the little boards at a gas station.
At a gas station.
Yep.
I love it.
And it had a sliding door, so you would see things along the way. So
like a cow
or a barn, and then you slid your little door open and you play it just like regular bingo. If the line straight across or diagonal, you had a free space.
Did you get prizes? Did your dad have prizes for you?
No.
Or just the satisfaction of beating your siblings?
Yeah, just anything to keep us quiet for a while is pretty much what Dad did. I'm going to go ahead and put this one down. Well, and back in the day, you only had AM radio. So anywhere we went, it was AM radio. Now, this, according to the directions, it's pretty straight on here. You could curve it, though. There's no reason you couldn't. But I came about a 1/2 inch from this edge and a 1/2 inch from the bottom and laid it down. And because I don't think I want to use that because it overhangs a little bit. And with the tape runner, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, that's a pretty flower.
Yeah, it is. But you want to make sure you leave room for everything else. So go ahead and go over the edge a little bit.
There's a lot of good trip memories coming through, Chris.
Good.
Wow, we have this card and we only have one more, guys.
Yes.
We're getting to the end. This is a card number 7.
I remember going to the Badlands and we asked Dad if we could stop at the reptile garden. And he's like, yeah, sure. You get a 1/2 hour. And it's like, you go all that way. But I do remember getting to ride a giant tortoise that was there.
Wow.
When you're 4, you get to do things that your siblings don't get to. I think I'll go ahead and put this here first. And again, I'm going to put just a couple pop dots
off to the side.
Off to the side so that when you put it here, it kind of helps support it.
It's a good tip.
What are some of the other trip?
Well, Lisa said that she played the ABC games with the kids when they started to get restless, and Diane remembers the AM radio, and Ruby's she had to sit on the hump. She's the only girl. And then that just flipped by me. And they had a station wagon, of course. Everybody had station wagons. And Janet said she started each trip with a stack of books. And she would ride in the top of their pickup camper with their dog for the entire trip. She thinks her parents, Janet, it's so funny. She thinks her parents had it easy. I mean, all they had to do was give her a stack of books and stick her up in the camper area with their dog, and everybody else's parents are dealing with kids who are fighting and arguing and things like that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we were told to sit on our hands more than once. Hugs and blessings. May you feel surrounded by love. Very nice.
See, I think that could be a wedding card.
Oh, yeah.
Anniversary, like Lisa had mentioned earlier. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I think so too. So there we go, card number 7.
Robin said her mom would get them to sing when they started fighting. And Janet said when they got close to Wisconsin, the radio station went to polka music. And that is so true, because we were there last summer with a bunch of friends, and we were at an outdoor like bar area, and they were playing polka music. And one of my friends was going crazy because she knew all the music.
Oh
and
my
stuff.
gosh, that's funny. All right. Guess what, Kelly? We're down to number 8.
All right, we're coming around the home stretch here, guys.
So this should be your last piece of paper. Kind of a country blue with a little stripe in it. This is the wider and longer of the 2 florals. Then you have the blue floral, a gold 1/2-inch stripe.
This has got a lot of pieces to
It
it.
does. The film strip that says, "So very sorry." Another floral piece. This one has a butterfly on it. And then your chipboard pieces. We've got a big butterfly with sympathy, a green heart, and somewhere I'm missing a pink or a blush heart. I don't know.
Well, we can
We'll
go
just
without.
pretend.
It'll turn
Yep,
out. It'll
it will
turn
be
out.
fine. Oh, it's on my pants.
Okay.
There it
was.
is. And just like that, we found it. Okay. Again, tap, tap, tap.
So, Chris, while you put that on, Diane said her brother would write in the very back of the station wagon. This is what I love about these videos. And these card kits, you can talk about things and still do your
Right.
cards. But I think you have something cool coming up. And so tell us what you're
Well,
doing next.
on this one, I rounded the edge. I got done with it and I was like, there's something about it that was bugging me a little bit. So I decided to round the edge. And I went ahead and cut through all the layers. I used the largest of the 3.
And that's the We Are Makers, a.k.a. We Are Memory Keepers 3-way punch. I think it's $11.99.
I believe so.
So did you round the front and the back when you did that?
Yes. Thank you, I did. That's probably why it cut so much easier this time. I did them separately. And then I went ahead and inked it again because I inked my paper ahead of time. And then I just went around the edge here again so that,
Oh, just to,
so that it wasn't white. And you could ink the bottom if you wanted, but I didn't want to. You kind of play with it. But for some reason, I just felt like I needed a little something there. Now, next you're going to add this floral. And you go up to the edge of it.
Oh, okay. It goes all the way to the edge.
Yeah. And then you want to add your blue. And we're going to come all the way down.
Chris, there are so many stories. You guys, you've got to go read all these stories from people about their trips. Because there's so many good ones. And Judy, I hope you tell your kids about her dad's first car was a Model T.
Oh, wow.
So he took the liner out of the trunk, and they sat on orange crates.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that
Wow.
that is the coolest story.
Yes. You know, that's what I love about this is somebody mentions one thing and then it takes off.
I know.
And people
it's so great.
remember things that they probably didn't think about for some time. So
And it makes your heart happy when you
Yep.
remember those stories.
this little piece of gold, we're going to go in the middle of here. So pretty much 50-50. If it's off a little bit, it's not a big deal. So there you go. We have that one. And then we're going to add our film strip.
And it's already cut at an angle like that?
It is, Kelly. It's
Right. They thought of everything.
well, exactly. And then you don't have to worry about, do I have it right? Don't I have it right? So I went about 3/4 of an inch from the top. And then I got my edges lined up, and you just are able to lay it down then, and it has the angle that they want and everything. So
Perfect.
it's, yeah, works out really well. Let's go ahead and put this big, beautiful butterfly on here.
And Chris, Beth was talking about, and I think you probably had, did you have punch-out paper dolls?
Yes.
I had, that's what this reminds me of in these card kits. When you're punching out the pieces is the paper dolls that we used to have.
Isn't that the truth?
punched
Yeah. Well, and Barbies and my grandparents, we lived up in Northwest Iowa. My grandparents lived in Atlantic and Wyoda area. And every year at Christmas, we would get up at 3 a.m, open up a couple presents, pick something to bring with us.
Get up at 3 a.m?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And because they wanted us to be able to have Christmas at home, but we also had to get to Atlantic to have Christmas. And so we would get to pick one present to bring with us. And so, yeah, those are my kind of memories of
They're good.
getting up.
Those are good stories.
They are, yep.
That's what scrapbooking is all about, is sharing those stories. And I just love reading these. I know you're putting your last pieces
No,
on.
that's
but
all right.
We've got to share this one from Beth. She said she was about 10, and she and her parents were going somewhere in their car, and she just got a new set of paper dolls. And so she punched them all out, and when she was done, she threw the leftover paper out the window.
Uh-oh.
And she said a few seconds later, the highway patrol pulled them over, and her dad got a ticket for littering.
Oh, no.
It's like, oh my gosh.
Oh, my goodness.
It's crazy.
Oh, man. I'm just thinking what would have happened. Now, the With Sympathy, I did pop dot it, but I didn't go all the way to the edge because part of the banner hangs over the rose. So, you just want to make sure you don't go too far on that.
So it's like your the other card where you put pop dots off to the side
Yep, exactly.
when you're layering like that.
Again, I like to go over the edge a little bit.
Well, it makes it look more like a grouping.
Yes.
Because you could put your hearts further off to the right if you wanted to, but it's more of a grouping when they are connected.
Exactly. All right, so there you
Woohoo!
go. This one, So Very Sorry, May Precious Memories Bring You Peace.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah, it is. And I don't think you really need any pop dots on that one. Obviously, they're your cards. You can add them wherever you want more pop dots. Where did that one?
That was hanging over? Or
No, I was kind of looking for this one. I don't know. I think it might be too much. I thought at first
have
I'd
to
add.
show it.
First I thought I might add pop dots down here.
Oh, you
But
mean enamel dots.
gosh darn it, enamel
'Cause
dots.
Chris, it's so funny. I'm thinking, well, I think there are pop dots
Yes.
there, but
But
the
you
enamel
know,
dots.
some maybe some gold ones
Oh,
might
I like
look
the
pretty
gold
there.
ones 'cause of that gold
yeah,
heart.
yep.
I do like
something
that.
like that would be pretty in there. So many times when I do cards at home, I make them, I lay them out, I walk away, and then
then
I
go
come
back.
back
I
and
think that's a great
add
point.
things. So, yeah, I
Such a
think that
great
would be
point.
pretty there. All right, Kelly.
Well, let's take, so I hope you guys got your cards done. I'm going to grab the camera, and then I think people are going to be amazed to see this right here, Chris, all these cards. So I'm going to grab it. So we're going to spin everybody around one more time. And oh my gosh, look at this pile of cards. Chris, that is amazing. Super amazing. And Chris, thank you so much for doing this.
You're
and
welcome.
Making the cards, figuring them out, making them again online, showing us your tips and making them along with us. It's so appreciative. And if you are a late joiner or if you're just getting here, and you might be, this is the Remember Card Kit from Simple Stories. And we've been doing card kits all month, every Tuesday in February. And we've got more coming because we're crafting more in 2024. So they love it, Chris.
Good.
The hearts are like coming like crazy. Dawn says, great job. Juanita's all done. Great
Nice.
cards from Susan. Darlene says, great job on the cards. And they're going to watch the replay. So thanks, everybody. And tomorrow we're going to be back. Tomorrow we have lots of new product to show you. And Penny's going to be here. And it's going to be another craft a latte day.
Nice.
Because she's going to be coloring some coffee cup die cuts. Rather than a stamped image, she's going to color a die cut piece of coffee cups. And then we're probably going to have our craft a latte shirts. Should be up tomorrow and ready for purchase. If not, this afternoon. And we will put a post up as soon as those are available.
I have to say they're going to be amazed
I
by
think-
Penny's.
Oh, Penny's
cups.
coloring, yes.
Oh my goodness. Amazing.
Well, it's always nice to get some Copic coloring in on our different themed
Oh, definitely.
different themes.
Yep.
And so it's going to be fun. So thanks, everybody. Have a crafty rest of the day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.